All right, NYK, welcome everyone to New York City in the corner of 33rd Street and 7th Avenue on this Scenario Sunday. Yes, so many scenarios will be playing out from New York all the way to Los Angeles and points between. Welcome everyone to NBA Courtside, brought to you by DoorDash. Jalen Brunson, folks, has captured the imagination of every basketball fan in all 5 boroughs, and 6-time All-Star DeMar DeRozan of the Bulls continues to be the steady hand. Meanwhile, let's take some inventory, because we really need to. Boston, Chicago, and Atlanta at 1, 2, and 9 are the only 3 teams that are locked in. Now, the Knicks can get as high as number 2 or fall as low as number 4. There's a lot to figure out. We're here for you. Mark Jones, courtside, chopping it up with Doris Burke. Katie George joining us in just a bit. Doris, let's start with the New York Knicks. They've won 4 in a row, playing their best basketball of the season, led by Jalen Brunson, who has made a meteoric ascension into one of the elite guards in the league.
The only thing this tough-minded competitor has done through a rash of injuries for this team is raise his level of play and push them up the standings. Not since the great Patrick Ewing has somebody been so prolific. And yes, he may not in some people's minds pass the eye test. You know what he does pass, Mark? The win test. On the floor between the lines, a prolific scorer. And perhaps as importantly, as the number 2 seed is at stake and perhaps home court before the Eastern Conference playoffs, this place, this magical building, has embraced that star.
The synergy and chemistry amongst Brunson and a couple of teammates is very unique. 2 guys that used to be with him at Villanova, Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo. Hart over 40 minutes per game since the Randall injury. DiVincenzo having a career year shooting the basketball, and Katie George has more.
Well, Marcus, Jalen Brunson has taken his game to new heights this season. His Villanova sidekicks have leveled up as well. Josh Hart is the energy guy. You can tell that based on the 40 minutes he's averaging per game. He said his ideal role on this team is being the connector, someone who puts his teammates first, allows them to be at their best. While Dante DiVincenzo's aggression to take and make shots has increased this season, his mentality is, I put the work in, so I'm going to let it fly. Hart says when a shooter's not thinking, that's when they're at their best. DiVincenzo is currently shooting a career best 40% from behind the arc. All 3 of these guys are fierce competitors with an undeniable fire inside, a fire that has helped create an undeniable identity here in New York, Mark.
It's been quite the year for the New York Knicks. Those 3 guys, part of the leadership committee. Meanwhile, we talk about the Chicago Bulls. They'll be playing Atlanta in the play-in tournament. It's been a tumultuous season for Billy Donovan's crew, but Doris, they've had a troika of players that have been invariable for them and consistent.
It's also a team that's played an extraordinary amount of close games, 7-3 in overtime. At their best, these guys have to be at their peak. Kobe White in the mix for most improved. He's taken his game to a new level. Vooch is a player who can run pick and pop. You can have him be a facilitator at the elbow. And DeMar DeRozan, he's like a metronome. Since 13-14, he's averaged north of 20. You know what you're going to get from the mid-range assassin.
And looking forward, maybe, to being covered by his former Raptor teammate, OG Anunoby. From 155th Street at the Rucker all the way down to the cage at West 4th Street, it's basketball in New York. Courtside on the other side of this.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by DoorDash, the official partner of the NBA.